This tastes just like I imagined Phil would taste.
Phil in a bottle right here.
It's uncanny. Whatever happened to Phil?
Mangoes are great. Snapple Mango Tea tastes just like them.
The USA had the edge in position.
And yet somehow the two Japanese players were the ones that get the touches. And that has to be better from the United States. But Japan has been so good at being in the right place at the right time with their pressure.
The young Narashiko huddling up, getting set for the second half. These two teams looking to keep pace with Spain, who picked up the victory over Paraguay in Group C. Spain will beat Japan. No subs to start the second half. So here we go. We'll see how the U.S. comes out, what they picked up, what they talked about with their coach Jitka Klimkova at the break. If there's one thing you're looking for early from the U.S., Kat, what would it be?
Can they deal with the Japanese pressure? And you can see right there, that's an easy pass that should have been completed. But Japan was in the passing lanes, not allowing for the United States to build out of the back, which is what they...
Miyazawa on the ball again. She had 3 goals in qualifying, including 2 just 1 minute apart in a semifinal win over China. That ball a little too far out in front of Riko Ushijima. On the ball, Smith wound up not going anywhere with it, and it's in possession of Japan.
At the moment, Smith needs to make a quicker decision. She's either taking too many touches and losing it, or she's not passing the ball quick enough with the players running off of her. They need her to touch the ball. She's important for this team. They need her to get in behind. They need her to hold the ball up so that other players can come through. But she just hasn't done a good enough job quite yet.
Then as the leading scorer, scored in 9 straight, was the Young Player of the Year for U.S. Soccer in 2017. But handling pressure is all part of the deal, isn't it?
It is definitely part of the deal. It's first game. Bit of jitters coming into a high-pressure tournament like this, and having that type of pressure on you is always difficult. The key is for her to grow into the game, to grow into the tournament. That's what will make her a great player.
Rodriguez. Takarada leading that pressure for Japan. The ball to break it now winds up with Gilroy. Howell. Japan trying to find an avenue. Howell recovered to slow down Asato Miyagawa. Jalen Howell, an important piece in the middle of the field for the USA. Her dad, John, Super Bowl champion with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in 2003.
And she will be key. The few times she was able to drop back, change the point quickly, find Sanchez and Gilroy out wide. The United States had some good looks on goal. They just haven't been able to do that enough so far in this game.
Japan showcasing some of that precision for which they are known. Ushijima. Wide open. Takarada. Boy, she had a great opportunity. All it took was a glance over her shoulder to know how open she was. That's a problem the U.S. defense is going to have to solve.
Well, the United States defense was all over the place. Germer was stepped in a too high position, too wide, which exposed the center backs. Hyatt's too far to the right. She's expecting her other center back to be closer, and that's why Takarada was so wide open.
Saori Takarada, talented young player, 18 years old. Leading scorer for this Japanese team in qualifying. Germa playing it up to DeMello. Japan wins it. Takahashi out to Takarada. DeMello now settling it back, playing it all the way back to Laurel Ivory. Rodriguez couldn't quite catch up to it.
Another thing this pressure from Japan has done is it's made the midfielders and the defenders think just a little bit too long because they don't want to make that unforced error that was causing them problems in the first half. They're looking backwards first when they should be looking forward or trying to penetrate into that back line. But because the pressure has been so tough and Japan has been stepping in, the United States players don't want to lose the ball. So now they've got to figure out that balance.
Rodriguez, her college coach Lori Walker saying she really blossomed during her freshman year with the Buckeyes last year. Natural defender. Sophia Smith will be a freshman in the fall at Stanford. Gilroy brings it down. Has Smith behind her. DeMello to her right. You can hear DeMello, the most experienced player out there for the U.S., trying to direct Sophia Smith on where to go. Rodriguez to Smith. Howell will try to bring it over to the other side of the field, and Hyatt. Player Jitka Klimkova said is our leader, our captain, our sunshine. Such an important part of this team that was not even on the qualifying roster. She was an alternate. She'd been hurt.
The overwhelming captain choice from this team, which it's difficult in an environment like this because you're always coming together. You don't know each other as well until right now you're really getting to know each other. So for her to receive such an honor and to do it so quickly and make such an immediate impact is fantastic for a player of her quality.
Jitka telling us that Sam received 20 of 21 votes for captain.
And that one vote was probably herself.
Right, yeah. She said she'd never. Have you ever remember being anything that was that overwhelming in terms of a captain choice? That you know? I don't know if you guys necessarily knew the results of the voting. Ueki will get a throw for Japan. Ushijima. Smith way back to try to win it. Maybe lucky not to get a whistle with an arm up high after the play.
And the U.S. needs a spark. It still seems a bit disjointed in the midfield up top. There's not a lot of combination play. Good ball in for Japan. Offside for Takarada. So maybe a Brianna Pinto comes in, or a Taryn Torres, who has an excellent left foot, could get some speed on that left side. Just mix it up, have Japan deal with new players, maybe a better connection for this United States team.
Penelope Hawking, a player who's really started to turn some eyes in her direction. Led the Development Academy in scoring, 36 goals in 19 games this past season. Shot from Japan does take a deflection. No problem, though, for Ivory.
And Ueki, who's just been given the U.S. fits, takes a shot. An easy save for Ivory with that deflection, but Ueki and Takarada up front with Miyazawa as well coming through the midfield. Nagano, they've just been very dangerous and smart. They just haven't been able to connect quite yet in that final third. But they've been in and around the box pretty consistently.
Hayashi, the touch out wide, the cross. Rodriguez, the only player there. Japan did not have a runner in the box for that ball, which looks to be a good one. Another ball into the box. The header goes out of bounds as Ueki was pretty well marked by the U.S.
Yeah, well done from Germa. That's a tough ball to defend. You're running backwards. She had her well marked. Tough for Ueki to really get anything on that.
So you can see possession in favor of the U.S., although you wonder where a lot of that possession occurred. I have a feeling it was not in their attacking third from what we've seen, but shots 10-4 in favor of Japan. That's a big collision in the air. Korta down on the ground. Anna Takahashi coming over to check on her, as are her teammates.
Yeah, that's a tough battle right there. Korta did not see Takahashi coming in. And those are always the scariest ones when you're going in like that, completely blindsided.
Korta, an important part of UCLA's run to the College Cup in 2017. Hayashi. Japan really playing tight along that far sideline, eventually just losing it out of bounds. Sanchez will have to back that up a little bit. Boy, we haven't even really called Ashley's name in this second half.
They just haven't been able to find the feet of the forwards, and they haven't really been that direct either. It's just they haven't figured out any sort of rhythm, any sort of tempo. And the Japanese defenders are just so tight on Smith and Gilroy and Sanchez that the U.S. midfield doesn't really want to play them the ball, afraid that they're going to step in and win it.
Mitka Klimkova did tell us that the U.S. played China in a closed-door match about a week ago, and it took her team a while to find its rhythm in that as well. But she said she felt the second half of that game against China really helped prepare them for Japan.
I remember her. I never wanted to play against her. She's such an incredible player.
Ball well read by Japan on the back line. And equally on the other end, as Hyatt steps in to win it. Now where does the U.S. go with it? First answer is back.
And it's a safe ball, and that's what they're worried about. They have to start taking some risks. There are skilled players all over the field for the United States, and yes, they may give the ball away a little bit, but you have to use some penetrating balls, find your midfield, find your forwards, and they really haven't challenged the back line of Japan. They have to start doing that at some point in the second half.
Tell that sun pretty harsh on the far side of the field as we're going to have our first change. This one coming for Japan. June Endo, player set to check in. And she'll replace one of the most dangerous players on the field for Japan in this match, Saori Takarada.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised by this sub. Takarada, as a taller player, was dealing well with the center backs of the United States. So we'll see if Endo gives a different look of speed and combining well with Ueki up top.
That ball does get across. Gilroy did well to keep it in. Finds Sanchez. Nice move from Sanchez. But the help defense coming up for Japan. Rodriguez had to hurry as Endo, who just checked into the game, came flying in. But it will be a corner kick after all. First of the second half, second of the game for the USA. You'll remember Jalen Howell had a pretty open route to the ball on the first one, just was unable to get her attempt on frame. Service toward Howell again. And now Japan under some pressure, just forced into a clearance. It'll be a throw for the U.S. Endo, the intended target for that pass. Switch right to the head of Sanchez. So one back by Japan. Miyagawa. Two U.S. players around her, finds some help through Shijima. Miyagawa looking in the middle, but Naomi Girma was looking there as well. The space had opened, but it was well read by the U.S. defense.
And again, the U.S. center backs need to be very careful with their spacing. Sometimes they're getting a little bit too stretched. And if a midfielder from Japan comes running in between them, that's going to be very tough to defend.
First change for the U.S. sees Ashley Sanchez go off and Abigail Kim come on. 20-year-old will be a junior at Cal, and the thing that most stands out about this young lady is her speed.
Well, now the U.S. can look to play over the top, get Kim in there, put some pressure again on Japan. And I like this sub. They needed to switch things up a little bit.
Miyazawa. Endo couldn't get too much on that ball in the air.
And see, there's that midfielder running through. Howell does a nice job of following the run and not allowing for Endo to really get anything on it, but that's the danger of when your center backs get too spread, is if someone from Japan can see that and run in between. If you don't have your midfielder following through like Howell just did, that's a good opportunity for Japan.
They get another opportunity out of it from the corner. This is the second corner of the match for Japan. On the ground, still in the area for Japan. The shot is taken from Endo. But over the end line it goes.
Well, Endo's already come in and given a real spark to Japan, and a poor clearance. The United States lucky to get a deflection for another corner kick.
One player, Miyazawa, over there. Should Japan choose to play it short, they do. Miyazawa will play it back. Now the ball sent in by Hayashi.
Japan is a smaller team than the U.S. They want to play those short corners, force the United States to come out and see if they can find a little opening.
U.S. won it in the corner. Flag came up anyway, so it'll be U.S. ball. It's been all Japan here these last couple of minutes. They've kept it in possession. They've kept it in their attacking third. See if the U.S. can change things with this free kick. Laurel Ivory, the goalkeeper, to take it.
So lots of room this time, sitting in both sides.
Owl so good in the air. Great ball winner in the middle of the field. But a turnover. It goes right to Endo, who has been the spark plug. As you said, Katzen's coming into this match. She's looking for options. Goes out wide to Hayashi. The speed of Pickett catches up to it.
Well, and a forced pass from the U.S. defense for not allowing Ueki to make that run. She was running completely offside. The U.S. team stayed disciplined. They stayed together and forced Endo to make a poor pass for Pickett to catch up with it.
Where does that second ball go? Because as you said, Kat, the U.S. winning most of the balls in the air. And they do a great job to win the second ball this time, too. DeMello going forward. Has Smith making a run. There's just enough defensive pressure applied by Minami.
Just not connecting. And I like the transition. United States won the second ball. Japan is going to try their best to win the second balls more than the first. And if they can pick up on those loose balls, which they've done well this game, that's where they'll be successful. But if the U.S. can take it, look how quickly they can get out and find different players. You just have to have a better final ball.
Pickett. And just the timing a little bit off there for Kim. Kind of caught going back and then had to quickly change direction, try to catch up to the ball.
Abby, throw her! Throw her, Abby!
But she came from an offside position to get back to the ball.
No, she was putting the pressure on stand ball back there, and she got caught offside for sure. But that pressure was important. It dropped right to a midfielder from the U.S. Instead of heading the ball, just settle a little bit. They're worried about that pressure still, and so they're doing those unforced errors.
Here's an error from Japan. Opportunity for Kim to at least force the goalkeeper into some sort of a save, but the crowd applauding the effort.
And there's the speed from Kim. Gilroy just needed to turn her hips a little bit more. But she's open in the middle. Japan doing a poor job of marking, but since the switch with Smith and Gilroy, Gilroy's done a good job of finding these pockets of spaces and adding a little pressure.
So we've seen the substitutions for both teams have an impact in this match. Number 20, Jun Endo for Japan, and Kim on that last attempt in particular for the USA. It's what you hope for when you make those changes.
Sanchez, starting the game, is fast, but she's really skilled on the ball, so she wants the ball at her feet a little bit more. Kim, being as athletic as she is, she wants you to play into that space, and so that's a little different look for the Japanese defenders.
Pickett. Good takeaway. Smith has one defender in front of her, is going to take her time, has an overlapping run behind. Had a teammate right in front of her calling for it as well. Instead, it goes back to Howell. Nice turn from Pickett. Kim Trying to get in line, get that cross, she does! Japan won that ball in the air, Ushijima. Will they be forced to defend again? Smith would like to think so. There has been some progress. Show for it.
And Kim's been dangerous there. 2 good crosses, but only 1 blue shirt in that box with 4 to 5 white shirts around her. Now that you know that Kim's going to be making those runs in line, getting that ball across, you got to put some more numbers into the box and make it dangerous.
And this is one of the players you mentioned on the bench, Kat, that could be a game-changing type of player. Brianna Pinto is going to be a freshman at North Carolina, 18 years old. She will replace DeMello. Physical speed, but the way she can make decisions.
Yes. With how disciplined they've been, they need that quicker pace. They need that 1- and 2-touch combination, so Pinto can really add that into this game, help the U.S. get a lot more opportunities in front of goal.
Quite an opportunity here on the free kick. Benestamba in goal. Will she be called upon to make a save? The U.S. being outshot 13-6 right now by Japan in this match. Moment as well. Pinto just came into the match. An option to take this kick. She will indeed send it in. Smith trying to get it through. Can't do it. We've shown you highlights. We've called a couple of matches yesterday as well. We've seen goals, at least one, in every game so far. Does this one have one? Somewhere for these 2 teams.
They're quite different from yesterday. 4 goals in one game and 5 goals in the other. No surprise, though. Both these teams are just so disciplined. And breaking down the defense is just going to be difficult.
Rodriguez wanting to play that back. Miyagawa. Ueki stuck a foot out for it. Just missing. Here's Pinto. Nice touch, but a little left off of it for Rodriguez as it stopped dead in its tracks. Now the shot from Endo brings out.
Well done from Endo. Finds a little pocket of space in front of Hyatt. She doesn't get the strike that she wants on it. Caught between 2 minds of bending and striking, and it just isn't a pretty easy save there for Ivory. Gets on the ground just to make sure it doesn't go underneath her.
Laurel Ivory was the starting goalkeeper for the U.S. at the 2016 U-17 World Cup and was the Golden Glove winner at the qualifying tournament for CONCACAF that year. She has shared time in goal in this cycle for the U.S. Long ball that time! And does it catch her? It does!
Well, that shot just about caught everyone off guard. Hayashi able to look up, see Ivory off her line just a little bit too much. Goes underneath the post. It's an excellent tackle there from Howell and a little bit of space. And Hayashi bold with that shot. Well struck and completely over Ivory's reach and underneath the bar. And what a goal there for Hayashi of Japan.
So indeed, we do have at least 1 goal as she put that right in the pocket of space where it was out of the reach of Ivory and under the crossbar, and why not do a little floss to celebrate. The U.S. see how they respond. They're going to have to keep defending here, and they do. It's Kim coming all the way back.
And the U.S. is showing a lot of promise in their attack. And how made the right play with the tackle is just the skill set of Hayashi to even look up and decide to take that shot.
That possession squandered. USA comes into this tournament with a record of 11-1-3 in 2018. Their only loss coming against Brazil late in June, 3-2. And they came back and beat Brazil the next week, 2-1. Those taking place out in Portland, Oregon.
And then you also think about the development even younger with the U-17s. A lot of these players played in those World Cups. You think about their college. You have Stanford players, UCLA players that played in the College Cup. You have that type of pressure. We have to figure out a way to come down from a goal. And this is a critical game. They need this 1-1 tie. Spain is a tough team. Their U-20s just won the Euro, or the U-17 just won the Euros, and they're just trying to sweep all the major tournaments this year.
Chan heading to the right spot.
It's a great run to stay onside, wide open. Just take a breath right before you play that. Her eyes got a little bit big. Wasn't able to get exactly on the ball what she wanted, but that's what the U.S. needs. They need those offsetting runs coming in from the midfield.
The crowd doing its best to will the U.S. players. Howell tripped from behind. Take it. Step. She'll try it again. This time Howell. Jitka Klimkova talked about giving your players freedom, find the space, get into it, then use your creativity.
From Hayashi. But you just haven't really seen the connectivity that you were hoping to see from having so many camps from January until now. But there's still 9+ minutes left for this team to bring it together. They have experience, you have a strong captain, you have other players with experience, and show what you're made of in these last 9 to 10 minutes.
Pinto. It looked to be a good ball, but Japanese reading that space as well, saw where it was headed. Our referee halting things for a moment as Japan will make a change. Mami Muraoka coming onto the field, and we just saw a few moments ago Miyagawa receiving some attention, so maybe she's not feeling 100%. Muraoka coming on in her place. Kim has had some success getting around the corner on the far side, and not only getting around, but getting the cross. She whistled for offside, though. One more change, the final change for the U.S. now will be Emily Fox. Another player who is not on the qualifying roster. She'll replace Rodriguez, but this is a player you talked about who tore her ACL last October and is really still trying to get back. Credit to her that she did enough and played well enough to make the squad.
Yeah, and she's an experienced player. She's played in the U-20s before. She's fast. She's excellent 1v1. But it's been less than a year for her since her ACL. For her to get on the field, it shows a lot of her resiliency and competitiveness that she wanted to get back and play for the U.S.
Kim doing all she can to try to win the ball. Muraoka.
But I will say it's an interesting sub. She's a defender.
Yeah.
It's 1-0. I was hoping to see maybe a change in formation from the U.S. Go into a 3-4-3, 3-5-2, put some more numbers around the flank, because that's where the success has been so far in this second half.
You can tell just by the way they're aligned at the moment, they look like they are contributing some more numbers forward on the field.
So they want to get their outside backs high. They want to get them in and around. It's just difficult to do when you don't have the possession in the middle of the field. And that's been the issue for the U.S. all game.
Time ticking away against the U.S. They need a goal to salvage a point. Howell out to Kim. Abigail Kim around the corner. So an important opportunity now for the USA. Their third corner kick of the match. Howell has been a target. This one touched by the goalkeeper, still in the box. Not to like on the service. It made things challenging.
And somehow stayed in. It looked like it was going out, but just hits the crossbar with a little touch from Stambaugh. Stays out of the back of their net.
It's of this opening match. Gilroy. Wants to play it back. Kim a little late getting there as Endo got there first. Now, Hayashi, the goal scorer in this match, down on the ground in some pain. But her goal in the 77th minute, the difference. Just a beautiful bit of individual skill. Coming up next on Thursday, Japan will take on Spain. So amongst this group, you have Spain, European champion. You have Japan, the Asian champion. Uruguay finishing second in South America to Brazil, which has dominated that qualifying tournament at the U-20 level. Uruguay losing to Spain earlier today.
And that's why some U.S. They need to find a way to get that goal to level the playing field here.
That ball had some promise, and it's gonna be a corner kick, I believe, was the initial ruling. Japan frustrated about that, but that is the call. Howell was searching for it, as was Gilroy. Howell has it! It's headed off the line by Japan! Oh my, what a save! And that may save this game for Japan. We'll see how much stoppage time is added on.
Well, Howell's been wide open on just about every corner kick. She finally gets that free header, and what a save from Japan off of the line. I thought for sure that was going in.
That's called having your goalkeeper's back right there. 4 minutes added on to the end of this match. The USA has found some success getting around the corner on the far side, getting corner kicks, and now they'll get a free kick.
Yeah, definitely foul there from Muraoka, but this is Howell doing an excellent job of finding her space, and what a clear from Nishijima to just keep following the ball, always on the line, always always aware of what could happen next, and you know, Stambaugh is thanking her right now.
Okay, Kat, so what do you see here in this opportunity where this ball is for the USA?
This is a dangerous opportunity. You got to shoot it.
Remember
that. Been in near post, right-footed player. Try and get it right over the wall.
And nearly everyone, what is it, a 6-person wall, I think, for Japan? 7? Remember that Sophia Smith scored the last 9 straight matches for the USA. She's there. Pinto runs over it. Via Cortez well. It'll be Smith. Couldn't bring it down.
That's exactly what you didn't want to do. You want to at least get it on frame. See if the goalkeeper will parry it. Just like here where she just gives up the rebound, gives up the corner kick. You want to see if she'll give any kind of rebound, but there's that save on the line.
Incredible.
Excellent play.
You know, Jalen Howell saw the back of the net on that one as well. She should have. That's exactly where it was headed, if not for the great work of Ushijima. But the USA pushing, pressing, creating opportunities. Howell perhaps pressing a little too much that time and commits the foul.
Yeah, but you can tell she wants this game coming in. Slipping. This field's been a bit slippery. We've seen a lot of players slipping here and there, and Howell slipped, and it's a definite foul against her, but she's coming from a defensive midfielder role into that right corner. She just has that competitive fire to help her team in any way.
Japan trying to see this one out. They've had to withstand several corner kicks, some of the best offensive attacking moments we've seen in this match from the USA here just in the last few minutes. That kick goes out of bounds, so it's back in the hands of Pickett. 3 minutes into our minimum 4 minutes of stoppage time. Japan with a chance as this ball got in behind. Ivory has to kick it.
And I thought she hesitated for a minute. Didn't know if she should come off her line, but then made the quick decision to clear that ball, and that's fortunate for the U.S.
Now Japan, there's Ushijima, who had that possible game-saving clearance off of the line. Could be the difference between 3 points and 1 for Japan in this match. Fox. And now time really running out for the USA. They've really made up that shot deficit. It stands at 15-12 now. But the one shot that counted, the one from Hayashi that made it into the back of the net in the 77th minute. Japan getting the 3 points in the win.
And it's deserved. They were the better team. Their pressure really disrupted the tempo of the U.S. And they were in the right place at the right time. And then with that strike was just... it caught everyone off guard, including myself, and it was just so well done, and it was just a tough one for Ivory to deal with.
So Japan, all smiles, as they should be after that win. We will come back and get some final thoughts. Talk about maybe where the USA goes from here, as they're going to have to regroup. They come out of this first match, no points, as Japan getting the big goal from Hayashi. Our final score, 1-0. We'll be back in a moment.